Hello, my name is Michael Johns. I'm a professor in the Department of Biology and a member of the Biomedical Science program. And it's a great pleasure to deliver this presentation to new potential students at the University of Ottawa, those high school students that are considering coming to our university and studying in the BIM program. It's a shame that I'm not able to meet with you in person and to deliver this information in person as I and we have done in the past. But you know, we carry on. We all need an education, and we move forward. So I'm glad that you're here and that you're interested, and I'm happy to relay this information to you. So I want to start off by just describing a few details about the BIM program, and I'll get into some details on different courses that you can take, all the way to what you get out of the program and where you go from there. These are some images of the front of some of our buildings. This is our zebrafish facility where we do a lot of our biomedical research in the Biomedical Science program. Now, so the BIM program, we're really part of the Department of Biology. And, you know, the BIM program, like many of our specialty programs in science, really make up the bulk of our biology students. It used to be the case where most students in biology were in biology. Now most of our bio students are interested in some of these programs, such as BIM, because they're specialized and they really have a focus of different types of courses that I'll describe. So within the Faculty of Science, we're located in the Department of Biology, and for those of you that are interested in seeing a map, if you attend the university and you're looking for us, you'll find us in the Gendron buildings, Biosciences, Diorio. The Dean's office is in the STEM building, which at the time of this construction of this map, the building itself was under construction. Of course, now it's finished. But this is really where bio and BIM is located in this complex of buildings associated with biology. And we're at the downtown campus. If you have questions about the BIM program, these can all be addressed to our director, Odelle Lanouvelle. So she's a biologist in our department, and she's the head of the BIM program. Also, Dr. Katie Gilmore, who's the assistant chair of biology, she can help. And of course, our chair, Jeremy Kerr, in Department of Biology, is knowledgeable as well about this program. Myself, I'm currently a member of BIM. I've mentioned this already. In the past, I have been coordinator of the honors program for BIM. I did that for about 3 years, so I really got to know a lot about the honors research projects and courses that we have in the department. And the courses that I teach are part of the BIM program. And really what that means is many of the students that I teach in my courses are in the BIM program. Some are in biochemistry, some are in biology, chemistry, some even in physics. But many of the BIM students that go through our department take my courses as well. Well, why should you study biomedical science? Why should you study BIM? Well, many of you coming out of high school have interests in the health sciences, in medicine perhaps, the health profession. And what BIM is a collection of not just courses that you can take that are tailored to your interests, that you can yourself tailor as you go through the program, through the degree, but you also get a lot of good laboratory experience. So you get some flexibility to help explore your interests. You know, if you're interested in biochemistry, then you would lean towards the biochemistry program, or biopharmaceutical science, or environmental biology. But if you're interested in biomedical science, then this is for you. And we have a lot of courses that we offer in different departments, in chemistry, in biology, even in physics. And these can be tailored, and you can take these as part of your studies in biomedical science. Okay, so it helps you to get a very strong background in basic and health-related sciences. Now, one thing that we're also very proud of is the laboratory experience that you get in this program. So the first 3 years, you will be doing work in what we call teaching laboratories. So these are laboratories that you would do lab reports in as part of a course. Like in chemistry and some biology courses, we offer laboratories. So these are weekly labs that you go, you follow instructions, you carry out these labs, and you write a report at the end. It's a very traditional way of studying biology that has been going on for many years, certainly in my own education. The biology lab is very critical to a degree in biology. So these are what we call teaching laboratories. So you do some, it's not research, but it's you're learning how to get laboratory skills. And then at years 3 and 4, you start doing research. And I'll get into a little more detail there as well. So you work not in teaching labs, but you work in research labs of professors, such as myself, to carry out original research. And you can do research throughout the academic year, during the summer. In some cases, you could get a job working in a lab or volunteer. And you could do work in labs through co-op placements. And some high schools have co-op programs already. So for those that are in co-op in high school, you might be interested in something like this in the BIM program. So by the end of this program, we find that students can demonstrate a good depth in knowledge, knowledge of methodologies, how to carry out science, the scientific method. Our students are very good at applying this knowledge. So what you've learned in our program, you can then take with you as you move forward into your career. Communication skills, this is something that we focus on, especially in the senior years, when you start to present scholarly seminars and communicate your research with other students and with your professors. And also, it's important to be aware of the limits of knowledge, and this is something that I like to think that we learn in all of our courses, especially in the BIM program. And so all of this helps you to build independence and professional capacity, and we hope that you'll carry this forward in a successful career, whatever that may be. Now, I want to talk a little bit more about the laboratory experience. So in years 1 and 2, you learn that the foundations of science, and specifically in the lab. Now, this is just sort of a display of different courses that you can take in your first and second year, fall and winter semesters. And the green arrows indicate those courses that are where there are laboratories that you will take, like in organismal biology, the principles of chemistry, introduction to cell biology, genetics. So these are labs that you'll take. So in the first 2 years, you really learn about the foundation of science, human anatomy and physiology. These are some very important courses that you take during these 2 years, as well as an introduction or integration of laboratory experience into your courses. Okay, so really the foundations in the first 2 years that you acquire. So you can pause the video and have a look at these courses here in a little more detail if you like. Now here is an example of a typical student's schedule in the first year in the winter term. So the fall term is from September to early December, and then you have exams just before the Christmas holidays. And then in the new year, so a student might have, so these are the courses that you might find for full course load in first year. So you can have a look at this and imagine what it might be like to take these courses. We generally give our lectures in 80-minute time slots. These are actually shown in 90-minute time slots, but technically they're 80 minutes. You've got 10 minutes to get from one lecture to another. So in some cases you have to run across campus, which is a lot of fun, but often you can make it in 10 minutes without any problem. And I can, well, speaking for myself and many other colleagues that of course we're tolerant to students coming in a few seconds late if they've had to cross campus for class, so that's not really a problem. Okay, so this gives you an idea, and again you can have a look at this on your own time and see what it might be like to have different courses in your first year and how these might be distributed throughout the term. And of course you have some spaces in which you can meet up with friends and have some coffee and study, go to the library, catch up on some lectures that you want to review for an exam, for example. Years 3 and 4, the focus is more on research experience. Not just research experience, but I actually should also say that many of our courses in which you're not doing research, you're not doing labs, you're starting to think more like a scientist. You're starting to think about the scientific method. You're looking into the literature. You're not just learning general principles, but now you're being expected to think at a higher level. More is expected of you in these senior years. And there's one course that's a lab here. So generally, as is shown here in this red box, throughout your experience as a BIM student, you get a really high degree of flexibility and the ability to modify, take courses that you like as you go forward. And there's some options here in your final year. You begin to really, so you've got all those foundation courses out of the way. As you get to 3rd and 4th year, you can now start to select the courses that you want to help round out your academic career. And these are some examples of courses. It's not an exhaustive list, but these are courses that you can take. And I can say for myself, I teach Bio 3153 cell biology and membrane physiology. That's down here. This year I'm also going to be teaching, it's a seminar course, but it's not listed on this, it's not on this page. And I can say for myself that one thing I try to do in cell biology is I introduce some concepts that I talk about a little later on in my membrane physiology course. So it's a sort of a mix of cell biology and physiology. And this is really what we try to do in this program. We offer all these courses, and we're pretty careful at making sure that students coming into these courses have the prerequisites and that they're following kind of a stream or a common thread to these courses. And this is something that you'll want to watch for as you go through the program. This program, or any program, you really want to choose courses with the idea in mind that you want to get into some of these upper level courses later on. So if you've got your eye on, actually these are mostly 3rd and 4th year courses that are shown here, but if you've got your eye on some of these courses, well, you need to start taking in 2nd and 3rd year courses that you need as prerequisites for this. So something to think about. So these are some of these upper level courses that you'll take as you get in the 3rd and 4th year. Now we have different options, different streams within biomedical science. For example, you can focus on biomedical science, biostats, cell molecular medicine, medicinal chemistry, and neuroscience is one example. And I myself am a neuroscientist, and so these are some examples of courses that you might take in your last couple of years that are gearing you towards this specialty in neuroscience. So you will need to know a little bit about cell biology. That gets into membrane physiology, some neurobasis of behavior, principles of neurobiology. This is the other course that I'm doing in the coming year. It's a 4th year seminar course in which our research students go into the literature, explore different original articles, and make presentations in a scholarly manner amongst their peers. Okay, so this is an example of the neuroscience option or stream within BIM and courses that you might take with that selection. Now, you have the choice to do research in the biomedical science program. In 3rd year, you can take BIM 309, which is a research practicum. So this is a 6-credit course. So this is actually equivalent to 2 courses. You could take 2 lecture-based courses, and this would be the same value of that in terms of credits. So it's a full year of research, about 12 hours a week in a lab. There are some lectures, there may be discussions, workshops associated with this, and you would work closely with the professor to carry out a small research project, likely linked with a mentor in the lab, probably a graduate student, to help you through. In your 4th year, you can take a 409 project. So this is the grand research project, which is the pinnacle of biological programs in our faculty. And this is a 9-credit course. So this is the equivalent of 3 lecture-based courses. So this is a large research project. So in lieu of taking 3 courses, you instead focus on this research project. And there's a little more of an expectation here. These are 4th year students. It's a full year of research. You work independently on a project. This is going to be your thesis. So at the end of the project, you write up a major paper that we call a thesis. You give a poster presentation at the annual Research Poster Day. And throughout the year, you work in a research lab, and you do this in consultation with a professor, and oftentimes the help of mentors in the lab, such as PhD and master's students. So in my own lab, every year I take on at least 3 honors students, and many of these are BIM students. And BIM students are very high quality, and I'm always happy to have a BIM student in my lab. And I'm usually very excited about the research that they are able to produce in 1 year. So we start off training in the lab to get some experience, and then once they're fully trained to do these techniques that they've learned from me or my graduate students, they then work independently to carry out their research project. And there are some other courses that are associated with thesis, such as these seminar courses, and we can. These are details that you can look into, I think, when you get a little closer to your 4th year program. But the idea is to get you into research, to understand how to read research articles and how to do original experiments in the lab. And I should say that doing research in biology, there is really an element of creativity to it. This is something that I started to see when I got into research myself. You know, going through science, you don't always appreciate the element of creativity in scientific research, but you do, for those of you out there that are creative people, that have creative minds, perhaps you're an artist or a musician or something like that, you'll be pleasantly surprised, or if you like to write, as I do, you'll be pleasantly surprised at the creative elements that you can actually get with programs like this. And we have annual research symposia. This is just an old ad from the 2019 symposium. This year, the symposium will be a little different because it'll be done remotely, online. Naturally, by the time you reach your 3rd and 4th year, we'll be long past this COVID-19 pandemic. So in your 3rd and 4th year, we sometimes have awards that students can get, and I'll talk about that in the next slide, such as the uOttawa Award, in which students can get scholarship or studentships of $1,000 Canadian. And so this is an award that is attached to the research scholarship. So if you have interest in getting scholarship opportunities, there's a link down here. You can find that on our website. There are a number of different, and these are usually for upper year, years 2, 3, and 4 students, not usually in first year. But as you finish first year and go into your upper year levels in the BIM program, you can start thinking about applying for the undergraduate research opportunity program. This is the uOttawa program. The NSERC, which is the Natural Sciences and Engineering Research Council of Canada, award undergraduates research awards. So you can take these up. These are very commonly used or awarded to students for research during the summer. And we also have work study programs that are also ways for you to get into the lab. So basically, these are all programs designed to give scholarships to students, to get them into the lab, and in some cases, providing a fair salary for the summer, or actually any time during the year, but most commonly at the summer. So if you have any interest in looking at some of these programs, please refer to this link at the bottom there. And we have also within the BIM program, these are relatively new additions. You can also integrate some courses if you're interested in science entrepreneurship, or if you're interested in science policy. And I'll leave you to read this slide, and you can integrate entrepreneurship or policy in your program if that's something that you decide to do. We also have a French immersion stream. So naturally, we're a bilingual university. We offer courses in French and English. And for those that are taking the BIM program in English, you can opt to take some courses in French. And I believe it's 14 courses throughout your academic career in the 4 years. If you take 14 courses in French, you then qualify for this French immersion stream of BIM. And so you can look at that part of the program at this link right here. And these are some happy faces of the Faculty of Science undergraduate office that can help you. I don't have the names here. I don't want to take the time to introduce everybody, but if you go to the website, you can certainly see a lot of these friendly faces there, and you can get in contact with them. Here's an email down here and the telephone. Not too many people use fax anymore, but the number is there just in case. But if you have any questions, you can contact us, and we're in the Jean Round building, room 172. And if you need other help during your career as an undergraduate student in the BIM program, we have a Science Buddies program. This is on our first floor of the Jean Round building. I believe that these individuals are also available by email, but you can wander over there and you can get some assistance from upper year students that have gone through a lot of these programs and courses, and they can help you do a lot of things. You can ask questions about course material, navigating your way through courses, and just speak to other students that are a little further advanced than you. And it's always nice to have a mentor, somebody that can help you and give you some ideas. So what do you do after your degree in BIM? Well, you can work. You can check that box, or you can go off to graduate studies. You can do a master's degree or PhD degree. You can teach. You can go on to teacher's college. You can go to a professional school, medicine, dentistry, law. And if you need advice, we have a career development center that can help you navigate some of these decisions. I have a lot of students that ask me, what do I do now that I've got my degree? Where do I go from here? And it's really a complicated thing to advise. I sort of sit down with students and have a conversation, and sometimes that helps to learn a little more about a student, about their interests. Sometimes I think a student knows what they want to do, but they're not quite sure what that is. But it is an important decision, and it's one that we all make, and I hope that we can help you make that decision when you get there. Many of our students go on to a variety of really interesting careers. Many students go to Health Canada. Many of my former BIM students have gone on to careers in medicine, dentistry. I have one former student that's now a veterinarian. Other government agencies, Health Canada, I've mentioned already, Environment Canada, and of course careers in the private sector. These are also possible. So we hope that you'll see that by studying biomedical science, this will give you a way to acquire knowledge, laboratory experience, basic knowledge in biology, and these different aspects of science that you'll be exposed to throughout your studies in BIM. And we hope that you'll be able to take that experience and take that with you in your future career. And so with that, I'd like to say thank you for listening to this presentation. We hope to welcome you to the Biomedical Science program. This is a shot taken from an aquarium. These fish actually look like they've been photoshopped onto this image, but they haven't. I've seen those fish. They're actually in the tank. They have very bright colors. This aquarium is actually functional on our first floor of one of our biology buildings, and we hope that you'll be able to see it. So again, I miss not seeing you in person, and I really do enjoy interacting with high school students and answering your questions. It's fun to hear what you're interested in. I really enjoy the ideas that you have, the excitement that you have, and I hope that you're really excited to come to university, and I hope that you choose to come to the University of Ottawa, and we hope that you choose the BIM program. And if you have any questions, this is a recorded video, as you will no doubt have learned by now, but I will also be available in person at the open house for a question and answer session, so perhaps I will get the chance to meet with you, some of you, in that manner. So with that, I'll say goodbye, and the best of luck to you, and I hope to see you at the university.